Hello again. Sorry I had to leave you on a cliffhanger. Boopit woke up and I had to stop the upload. I decided to ask him if I could borrow his helmet whenever he was not busy. He was confused of course but allowed but said I can have it for about an hour or two. He said after that he would need it back. 2 weeks later I was able to get it and I examined it more. Looking closely at it, it seemed that the helmets are specially issued to extract more oxygen in the area. Though looking at Boopit, he did have trouble breathing while he was knocked out. Also bad news on the helmet recording files. It is starting to corrupt my computer. There might be some odd images. There was one in the last recording of some random goat-looking creature. I think her name is CD12. Maybe his memories are overlapping. Like a VHS. It has been a week since Boopit had been knocked out and I have been replaying the first recording for a bit. That goat figure CD12 seems to be somewhere in Boopit's memory. But I am not sure where. So, I tried looking up some things about this CD12 figure. I found some person named Kevin Burgent who was apparently a caretaker for her back on Earth. I decided to give him an interview over some chat forums. I know this one isn't about Boopit and I have no footage about CD12 other than few seconds of her and Boopit mentioning her. But this is an interesting find in hindsight. I am still getting any footage and info from Boopit. But his inconsistency is running my patience dry.
Good evening, Mrs. Shireen. I am Kevin Burgent.
Hello Kevin. You knew CD12, correct?
Yes, I have.
Do you mind telling me about her?
So 6 years ago I saw on TV that there were some Wolfborgs or whatever they were called. They advertised they would be available and usefully for anything and can be easily taught and programmed.
How much did they cost on average?
I didn't even think about buying one, because they were too expensive for me. They are usually priced at around $10,000 in the modern market for adoption.
So did you buy her then?
Yes. I was at the market buying some food for the house. I saw her in a cage and the seller said she was priced at $1,298.72. I wasn't going to buy her at first but I recently got paid and I had a lot in my savings. And I needed someone's help with my place.
What is the main thing that you remember about her?
CD12 used to dream of being useful and living a great life in the old facility at any means necessary. She would tell me many stories of her attempts at being useful.
Do you mind telling me one?
Sure. She was in a laboratory with many creatures big, small, similar, and different. There apparently was something called Selection Day or something. When she was young and heard of Selection Day and heard of what jobs some of the other creatures had gotten outside the lab, she felt excited. She would always be annoyed by others when her roommates get to be selected for work and use, but she was never told what she does or even what she could potentially be. Looking back now, she seemed too naive for the time. I think she was a goat but there were a lot of robotic parts that constantly needed repairs. So, she thought one day that she was made to be an attraction for something. She planned on performing in front of the guards while they were on their lunch break. She heard a song the guards liked and decided to listen to it closely so she could sing it to them. After a few days of practicing, she jumped out in front of the men and sang that one song. She sang her mechanical heart out singing what she had listened to and practiced for days. Once she was done, the room was silent. Everybody was apparently staring at her, each having a different face with a different expression. I am having a hard time remembering but she told me that one said, "Wow, that was terrible." Then everyone that watched her performance laughed. They laughed and laughed, until she ran away. CD12 felt like crying, but could not. Her face was only a screen. She had no eyes that could tear up. She was not a performer.